Well, good morning. It's Chatting with Coaches again. I'm Laura Diaz with In Harmony Coaching. And Barbara, good morning.
Good morning, Laura. Great to be here. Happy Monday.
Yes, it's been a Monday. It's the start of a holiday weekend, which is Thanksgiving coming up later this week. And I thought today maybe we might focus a little bit on, the topic of gratitude.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great plan.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know us, I'm Barbara Murphy-Shannon, and I'm a mindset business and life coach for women entrepreneurs and leaders. And Laura, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Laura Diaz, and I'm the owner of In Harmony Coaching, and I'm a life and business coach that focuses on working with women leaders and entrepreneurs and creating a new future. And that's my focus right now.
Yeah.
Talking about that, create a new future. This weekend, I was looking in the realm of gratitude. I was doing some reading and said, you know what? I'm going to stop and pause and look at what I have and just be more in the space of gratitude and thankfulness of where am I right now in life and what am I here to do and what do I have to offer. So I started doing drafting of different programs that I have and combining them in packages.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though we have been trained with our business coach on creating certain packages with certain topics, I decided, since I have previous training, I love coaching, just as you do. I said, you know what really speaks to me is for me to combine some of the things that really speak to me with some of the current business training, so I can feel more in alignment with what I'm offering. So I created, I think it was 5 packages.
Wow.
5 packages. I created a 6-month package and about 4 or 5 3-month packages. And so, what happened at that moment when I started just playing around, who is this for? Who would be best for this? Who would be best? I started to feel a sense of inspiration, a sense of motivation. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is the best thing for me to do, is just to focus on where am I that I could be of help, where I feel in alignment and I feel energized about being of service. And so I felt good about that, instead of thinking that I have to do what I'm supposed to do, what has been outlined for me, because that doesn't fully align with me completely. And
Yeah.
so
You have to be congruent with what you're doing so for it to feel good and, keep the passion and, and then best serve your client as well.
Oh, absolutely. Because when you're with people and you're being of service, people know if you're really into what you're doing or you're not.
Yeah.
You're going through the motions. And,
Right.
and with that, just being thankful of where we are right now. I know that we're in a pandemic. There's so much noise going outside in the news, people being asked not to travel, not to be in crowds, and to wear masks and distancing. And there's some people in groups rebelling against the mandate or ask for our own well-being. And so all that noise, I said, you know what, this week I'm going to minimize that noise and just focus on the intent of this week, which is Thanksgiving, gratitude. And I'm just kind of, make a choosing for myself, is to focus on, this is the time to just come to terms with myself and feel good about myself, because just holding that energy is going to help me just to keep moving in the direction that I want, for my life and for my business. What's
Right.
your thoughts on that, Barbara?
Yeah, I mean, I always love the science behind gratitude. Sean Akor, Harvard psychologist, researcher, he's written many books on gratitude, and there's, many other studies that are on it. And I love that part of it, the science, because it just makes a little bit more sense for me. So, what the research has shown is if you practice gratitude on a regular basis, daily or weekly, you have to come up with your own dosage. No one fits all. Some people have better results by just doing it once a week. Some people have better results doing it every day. But before you get on the phone, before you check your email, before you check your inbox, to just pause, as you said, and sit down and, maybe write down 3 things that you're grateful for that happened the day before or in that week, whatever it is. And what it's doing is it's rewiring your brain. So rather than your brain scanning continuously all the things that are negative in the world, it will start scanning, looking for positive things, because you're now taking the time to sit down and look for the things that you're gratitude for. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. You could be like, oh, my cup of coffee was awesome today. Thank you. It doesn't have to be like this huge momentous thing. So yesterday, well, we had rock delivered, the rock that you put in the yard. So I think it's 2 tons or 20 tons, I don't know, filled up the driveway. And my husband and I were doing it. I mean, my husband mostly. But, I was starting to kind of like, oh my God, why didn't we just hire somebody to do this? This is ridiculous. It's so much hard work. And then I'm like, oh, Barbara, you should just be thankful that you, are in a position where you can pay for rock, have it delivered. Yeah, it's a little manual labor, but it's not like you don't need we all need exercise. So just look at it as like, this is great exercise for me. And, but it's that awareness, that when you start to complain or you start to not be, or taking things for granted. That's the other thing. Sometimes we take things for granted.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just know that, if we don't take the time to be positive and have gratitude for the things that we do have in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Oprah Winfrey said, if you're not happy with what you have now, you'll never be happy with more.
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen that. And I've looked at some of the research as well on gratitude, because I did a course, a three module course on being more confident for San Diego Oasis last year. And one of them was several studies on gratitude, that people that practice gratitude often and consistently had a sense of well-being, a sense of happiness. So it's connected to the sense of how we feel about ourselves. And also I've done studies in, how gratitude affects all of us in different areas. And one of the areas that I was delighted to look at was manifestation, when we're in the process of manifesting more good in our lives. Because the more we're grateful about something in a positive way, the more we attract it, the more of that nature we bring into our life. And so it's so important just to be in the space of just pausing sometimes and thinking, I'm grateful for what I have, instead of thinking on the myth that more is is greater, more is well. Yeah.
Yeah. I was Bren Brown that said, I don't think she said it. I think she took it from somebody else, but it's not joy that makes us grateful. It's gratitude that makes us joyful.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of like one of those things you got to think about. Is like, oh, so if I have gratitude, I'm going to be happier, just like what you were saying. I thought of a challenge that we could give our watchers or viewers, whatever we call those peeps. We're going to have to come up with a name of the chatting with coaches chick, something. I don't know. We'll come up with something. We all, I pretty much 99% of us use social media, maybe post in Facebook or Instagram. So my challenge, I thought we'd do, is for the next 7 days that you post gratitude and what you're thankful for.
Oh, that's a great idea. 7 days.
Yeah. And then use a hashtag, either gratitude, Thanksgiving, giving thanks, what else? Grateful. Yeah. So I think for the next 7 days, if you're going to post anyways, most of us. So why not add a little gratitude to that, and like what you're thankful for, who you're thankful for, why are you thankful for them?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't have to be something major.
No, it could.
I'm so grateful that my family is all healthy.
Yes.
I'm so grateful.
Yes. And yes, it really curbs the noise, the negative noise that we're seeing out there, that we're hearing. I think if we kind of contribute to the collective of gratitude and start creating the shift into a more positive, more calming, grateful atmosphere, I think that would help. If whoever's watching, if you want to take a challenge of 7 days, every day, post something in social media about what you're grateful, and also remind yourself what's grateful about today, instead of listening to the noise out there of what's wrong with our world, what's wrong with our country, is to focus on what's right with your life and with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because gratitude really does neutralize the negative thoughts.
Yes, it does.
So, and again, like what I said with yesterday, I was started to get in that negative place, and I'm like, okay, come on, look at what you have. I have a beautiful house. I'm doing my own rock work, but the good thing was I weighed myself after, and I must have sweat a lot because I was down like 5 pounds. I'm like, oh,
Wow, I'm gonna have to do that. I need to, lose a couple pounds myself. It's all right in the middle.
I know it's all water weight because I was just, it was sweating.
Well, you know
But
what
it's always positive to look at that number being lower.
something that really caught what you said about, that I have the money to purchase at the Rocks. Last week, I took some of my flannel pajamas out, and I have several pairs, and a couple of the pairs have loose elastic. But I don't want to give them up because they're worn in, the feeling of worn in pajamas or clothes, that you want to keep it, and it feels more comfortable, but the elastic's a little loose. And
Yeah.
I can't do it, and I don't want to learn how to do it. I know it's effort, but I said, you know what? There's a seamstress at the dry cleaner that I go to. So I took them. I mean, I was a little embarrassed, because they're being used and a little worn in, but I love the feel of worn in pajamas.
Yeah.
So I took them with humility and everything. And the thing that crossed my mind is, at least I feel fortunate that I can pay for it, for her time. And how many of the workers out there need work? They're unemployed because of what's happening right now. I said, at least I can contribute to somebody else's well-being and some economic well-being in some way. I said, I'm going to do that. So I did. So I dropped them off last week.
Nice. No, I totally get it. Like I'll wear my pajamas until the holes.
Oh, I hear
They
you.
get so cozy.
Oh yeah, they're real cozy. And so I said, you know what? This really is good for me, because she can use the money. I would love the pajamas, and I would be delighted, and everybody wins. And I feel fortunate that I can pay for that. Yes, I can buy pajamas new, but it's not the same.
No.
It just really is not the same. So,
No.
just being grateful for that ability of just having the income that I can pay somebody and help somebody's economic well-being. Because right now I hear in the news, which I agree, is focus, for the season that's coming, the Christmas, focus on the local vendors, on the local businesses, help support the local business. And I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do too. I think that's, especially food and beverage, restaurants, that are small mom and pop shops, just
Yeah.
one-offs. Yeah, they need as much support as we can give them, in the local community.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm thinking, since we're at home, we're gonna be here, we're not gonna go with family. I suggest that we do takeout and support a local business. you know.
I did too. I ordered from a catering company, which is kind of cool because for every meal you buy, they donate one to a shelter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go pick it up on Wednesday and eat it up on Thursday.
Yeah, so tomorrow, well, today I'm gonna decide where we're gonna pick it up, and then I'll just put the order. So
Yeah.
I said, yeah, okay, I'm not cooking right now, but I'm feel fortunate that I can purchase a meal from somebody that enjoys the cooking. I purchase it. Yeah.
Right. And you're supporting your local community. Yeah, because it makes it harder. Like we're the same thing. Where it's just going to be small group, my kids,
Mhm.
and it takes so many hours and so much effort to make a
Yes, it
Thanksgiving
does.
meal. I was like, and then everybody eats it in 5 minutes. You're like, ah. Like, that
Done.
took so long.
Done.
I know they're grateful. I know that, but they'll be just as grateful that I didn't cook it.
I know. Well, we're up to the time that we said we're going to do. So what I want to do is just wish everyone that's viewing and you, Barbara, to have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and be safe and be well. So all of us can continue the end of this year and welcome the new year. So happy Thanksgiving to you and to everybody else who's watching.
And happy Thanksgiving to you, Laura, and everyone that's watching as well. And take the 7-day challenge. Post every day gratitude on your social media.
Absolutely.
And you'll notice that you're going to be a happier person. It just works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving.